Hello, I'm Denise Lanman, your host for Chamber Chat. Today we are having a unique experience and we are filming off location and at the old CR Richardson building, which is now the new YMCA and Excel Center. My guest is Kevin Carr, Executive Director of the YMCA, and he's going to tell us what's going on and all the information about moving and what it's like to be in the new building. Hi Kevin, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So you guys have been in the building how long now?
We moved in January 1st, and really that was a special day in Richmond YMCA history. It was the anniversary, 105th anniversary of when we opened the old downtown building. So January 1st, we've been here now, I guess that's 6 months.
Wow. And you were where before this?
Before this, originally, 105 years ago, we were downtown, 8th and A, and spent a lot of years there and a lot of good years, and really kind of cemented ourselves in the community. But that building fell on some hard times, and really it got to a point of deterioration. We had to get out of it, and we were saved by Reed Hospital, a great community partner that does a lot for everyone. And we moved up to Chester Boulevard, and our temporary stay with our gracious host turned into 7 years. So
wow.
For 7 years at a temporary location, we were lucky enough that another great community partner, Richmond Community Schools, they like the idea of turning this old elementary building into a community center for a needed community center in a good part of town.
So your temporary stay finally came to an end in January.
It finally came to an end. So when the school was asking us, we were coming up with terms of the lease. So we leased this building. It's not our physical home that it's owned by the Richmond Family YMCA. It's still owned by Richmond Community Schools, which is great for us because they still cut the grass, they still shovel the snow, they do all the things that are hard on small nonprofits like the Y. But when we're talking lease terms, they said, do you think that you could make it 5 years? I said, well, our temporary location lasted 7. That was supposed to be 1 year. So yeah, we can make it 5 years. We'd probably make it 15. So as good as they are to us and as good as they are to everybody else, they said, how about we say 15 years? And if you need more, then we'll talk about that too. So we're really lucky to be here. One, because of the space inside. Where we were at up north, I mean, it was great for us. It was great to meet our needs at that time. And we got to a point where we had so many people coming to the Y that we ran out of space there. So coming to this building, we tripled the amount of space that we had inside. And then if you look outside, it's like a school. There's playgrounds, there's grass space, there's basketball courts. It's perfect for a place where you want kids and you want families and a safe place that those folks can go. So it's been a great move for us. It's been a great location and something that we're really happy that we've been able to be here.
So you were in a shared space with limited space. You couldn't grow. You could pretty much stay the same, or you grew but didn't have anywhere to grow to. So when you moved here, it opened up that opportunity to become more of what the community needed and would utilize. Tell us some of the changes that you made since you've come out here.
Well, the really neat thing about this place, the really neat thing about the YMCA, we really focus on 3 areas. We want to develop our youth, we want to make people healthier, and then we want to be socially responsible and help our community. So when we came here, we had a great fitness center up north, and we shared it with the rehab center at Reed, and we wanted to keep that. We offer free personal training, and we wanted to keep that. So we expanded our hours so that we could continue to offer that to our members and members of the community. The thing that hurt us up north was the limited space. We had 3 fitness classes, which people like fitness classes. If if you don't know what to do and you want to get healthy, sometimes it's good to start in a group and do Zumba, where you get 50, 70 people in one room doing the same routine. You kind of get lost in the crowd,
yes.
right? Absolutely. So we only had 3 of those type of classes up north. Now at the new place we have over 30. So we've been able to expand the number of classes that we have, which means we're able to serve more adults and more adult seekers. Another really key thing to the location, we offer free babysitting on site for all the members. So that the whole idea, when we want to make people healthier, we have to eliminate barriers. And our mission as a nonprofit is make things cheap and make things affordable so that people can do it. So we eliminate the financial barrier. Me being a young parent, having a 4-year-old, I heard from my wife all the time, what am I going to do with our kids if you're working at the Y and I want to work out? So we said, well, let's just babysit them. So we opened a room that we call Y Watch, and for certain hours of the day, parents are able to bring their kids in where they get supervised care. It's not just playtime. There's
structure to it.
Structure to it. So there's reading time, and there's you learn depending on age, your ABCs, your counting. You do a lot of coloring. Those things that are very important for the development of younger kids. So we have that thing, and that really helped grow our membership. So when we came to the spot, we said we have triple the amount of space. We have all this outdoor space. We know that we can do great stuff with health and fitness because we did it up north. Now we're going to do more. Our question was, how many people could we serve and how fast would we be able to grow? So we've been here 6 months, and in 6 months our membership has grown 57%, which is remarkable. We now, our average daily attendance has gone up 300%. So we're serving just fewer than 100 people are coming through our doors now to work out, get healthier, and that doesn't include the kids that are coming to our summer camp and our after school and doing part of the t-ball and softball and all those things that we do. But that was the important thing for us to be the organization that we knew we could be, that we'd be able to serve the mission that we put on ourselves. We knew we needed the space, but we needed the people to come in so that we could do it. And so far, it's working.
So you got the space and you've gotten the people.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So everything just is moving in the right direction.
Yes.
And when I was here a couple weeks ago, you were telling me some things about the equipment in the exercise room. And you said that you came in and you had purchased some used equipment from Marion's YMCA, right?
Henry County.
Henry County, okay. So, and you had some in storage because you were just confident that you weren't going to need everything that you had. And then what happened? Well,
we didn't know how fast we'd grow. We knew that we'd grow because we had more space and we can offer it for a reduced price and those things. So when we came over, we needed more equipment. And I should say too, Reed Hospital gave us a steal of a deal on our cable equipment. It's 7 years old, but it acts like 2-year-old because it's been rehab equipment for a long time. So we got a great price on that, something that could really hurt a small nonprofit. And then Newcastle gave us all these treadmills and ellipticals and arc trainers, all the stuff you need for a state-of-the-art gym. I think it was 3 treadmills back in storage because we weren't going to need them. We had 2 ellipticals because we weren't going to need them. And within a week, we had a 30-minute wait for each machine, so I had to get them out of storage really quick because, we want a lot of people here, but man, I don't want them to wait because then they won't come here anymore. So we got them out. We cleaned them up. They're all serviced. They work like new. The good thing about the equipment that we were able to buy used is that it's 5 years old. It's serviced and maintenance that it acts like brand new equipment, and the only reason that we were lucky enough to get it for the price that we did from another great partner, another YMCA, is that because they're a nonprofit, they received grants and they received a big donation to buy all new stuff. So instead of letting it go out into the community and asking for the best offer, they called up and said, hey, you guys are moving, would you like this? And absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you have all that exercise equipment, you've got the cable exercise pieces in there, and then, and you said you have the daycare, so you have a really nice area. You've got a room for them, but they also have the play equipment.
Yep.
And what else is going on?
So, like any good YMCA, there's a gym. And just a while ago, we were talking briefly. We've had a lunch bunch basketball crew that's been at the YMCA for 30 years. They started at the downtown. They followed us up north to the Chester Boulevard, and they still come here. And the really neat thing about the YMCA is it brings the best out of people. Not just health-wise, not just how you're developing your kids educationally. The spirit that comes out of people around here is really pretty neat. So that group of guys that have been doing it for 30 years said, here's a gift. They gave us a check of a good chunk of money and said, we need new backboards because this place needs it. So the one area that we didn't want to touch, the gym, it turned into we're going to touch it because people want it. And that's really a pretty neat thing. So that gym back there, it provides a lot of service for folks. So we have the basketball players. We do indoor soccer, so there's a place for them to go. We have a martial arts class, and really this past weekend, there was over 250 kids in there doing martial art testing. That was really pretty neat. So they're trying to get a higher belt. And what's neat is they're not charged to do it here. Because our mission is to serve and to be a good community partner, we bring in those kids and give them a space to do it because that's something they're working for. And in the end, it's just going to make our community all the better. So providing the space, something we can do. So that's our responsibility to the community.
And right now you have summer camps going on, right?
Yeah. This is the first time in the YMCA's history that the summer camp has happened inside the YMCA. Years ago, there was a camp that was away, an overnight camp where, you'll hear a lot of old members that have been here for 50, 60 years said, I went to that camp when I was a little kid. It was one of the greatest experiences. And unfortunately, in the 80s, we had to get rid of that camp due to some costs. Mm-hmm. But we turned into a day camp. So the kids come for the day, and it's a great opportunity for parents because it's a cheap daycare option. And then the stuff we do inside with all the education stuff, all the physical activity, and that it's a really solid, good camp. The problem with having it in here, and it's not really a problem. Right now there's 70 to 80 kids that come every day, and they can get a little loud at times. And my office is in this building, so sometimes I can hear them. There you go. But the really kind of the neat thing, our daycare director that's been here for years is so good that sometimes I think they're outside playing, and I'll come out into the multi-purpose room or go down to the gym, and they're all sitting there quietly reading. Which, to get 70 kids to sit quietly and read is really pretty remarkable too.
Well, they must have a lot of respect for her.
They
and that's probably why she's been around for a very long time.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have her. And again, the Y brings the best out of people, and maybe it works for those little kids too.
So you made some changes to the building. Mm-hmm. What room are we sitting in now?
Right now we're sitting in the multi-purpose room. This was the cafeteria at the old C.R. Richardson building. And we had to make some renovations, and the cost of that we were able to keep down so that, one, we'd be able to raise the money. Two, as a small nonprofit, you have to be able to raise it, and you have to keep yourself out of debt so that you can continue to do the good work for years to come.
Right.
And we were able to do that. We were ending our second capital campaign to pay everything off, which is, for our recent history, is really pretty remarkable to be able to raise the amount of money that we did. But we transformed this cafeteria into a multi-purpose, which wasn't that hard. But we took a kitchen and food storage and turned it into a fitness studio. That was an undertaking. We turned a janitor's closet and a gym storage room into two fully functioning adult locker rooms. That was a little bit of an undertaking. We took a teacher's lounge and turned it into a front desk lobby area as well as office area. We took a preschool room and a kindergarten room and made it into a fully functioning state-of-the-art fitness center. That was a little bit of an undertaking. But we were able to be good stewards of the donations that were given to us, or the contributions of great people in our community, and make it work. And And the good thing is it's working. So we were able to transform not just this building, but also the YMCA and be able to serve the community like we have been for the last 100 years.
Neat. So not only do you receive monetary donations, you receive donations of items. So when we were in the kind of preschool, what room did you call that?
It's the Y Watch. It's our drop-in
Okay.
child care. We were able to, that was an old book storage room, and we had to make a few changes to push air into it because we don't want the kids just sitting in stale air. But everything in there was either donated to us or given by someone. Now that can sound like it's not very fun, but it's pretty fun in there. There's a loft.
I know,
and
I
it's
love the
beanbags.
loft.
I know, it's just great. So yeah, the great thing about being a nonprofit and being a nonprofit that's, good with what people give you, people like to give you stuff. And we're happy to take it because I think that we do a pretty good job of using what folks don't need anymore.
Well, you have definitely, as the YMCA and the people that are here with you, transformed this building into something that's pretty amazing. But that's not all that you're doing.
Right.
You're transforming a community area. Tell me what has been happening outside this building.
Yeah. Well, one of the hopes when we moved here, when we looked at this immediate neighborhood area, there was a higher crime rate, it was a higher poverty rate, and we knew that we could have an impact just by being here and then opening our arms to the community. And so far, it's been working. We've had neighbors come up to us while we're sweeping the sidewalks outside or mowing the grass or trimming trees and say, we love what you're doing for the area. You're cleaning it up. You're giving it a place for our kids to go. And that happens almost on a daily basis, which is really neat because we came with an idea that we could do it,
Right.
but now it's happening. And it's not just us seeing it, it's the community members and the immediate community members that are feeling that impact. So we're happy here, and that's good. And the neighborhood is happy we're here. So it's a win-win for
Definitely.
the community, the neighborhood, for Richmond.
And you have some fields out front, a lot of
Yeah,
room
a lot
out
of
there.
room.
And I think that it's been empty for a long time. And so you're running also on location. Then in the fall you'll have soccer.
Yep.
You'll have
Flag football, cheerleading. We just had our last couple sports, and where the neighborhood really appreciates us because we fill that space. We bring
Right.
life back to the neighborhood. We just finished a soccer season where we had over 100 kids, which turns into 300 adults out there because you have a couple parents, a couple aunts, uncles, a couple grandparents. That hundreds of people out on a field on a Saturday for a game, and then we clean up the field. So you maintain the grass, you make the place look good, you pick up the trash, and then you fill it full of people, which is really pretty neat. So we had the soccer, we had the t-ball, and then come fall we're going to be out there again. Not to say we're missing the summer because the summer
No, we have
kids
camp.
are there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's the neat thing with the basketball courts outside. We're doing little kid basketball, so there'll continue to be activity outside throughout the year. Maybe not when it snows, but we'll be
Yeah.
out there quite a bit.
And you mentioned one thing earlier that kind of tickled me. You asked me if I had seen the unsightly dumpster that used to sit out front.
Yeah.
And because I don't actually live in this area, I wasn't familiar with it. But you did tell me that it's no longer out front,
It's
so
no
people
longer out
don't have
front.
to see it. And you've done what? Or you plan on doing
plan
what?
to. So and it happened on yesterday. It happened on Monday. But Sunday we were out here cleaning up outside, and one of the neighbors came up and said, "Can you do anything with that dumpster? We're downwind of it, and it stinks." And Monday it's being moved. So we took it from the parking lot to add more parking, and we put it out to the front of the building on J Street. That road's not really used that much. And they gave us a new dumpster. And the plan is we're going to have our summer camp kids, they're going to paint it. They're going to paint it with their hands. And we want to invite the community to clean up the neighborhood. And so we'll put on there, YMCA and Excel Center, we welcome you to clean up the neighborhood. So it'll be pretty neat, and it'll give a little bit of color to the neighborhood, and it'll be a neat thing for it.
And it's going to add to the murals that we have all over Richmond.
Yes.
That's a really neat thing and neat idea.
Yeah.
It has been really great
Yeah.
talking with you and having you share the excitement of what's going on here at the YMCA. And if they want to know how to become a member, and if they want to get information on camps and what's going on, we'll put the information up on the screen for them. They can
Great.
give you a call.
Great.
Thank you so much for being my guest
Hey,
today.
my pleasure.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Trevor Oakerson, the Director of Membership and Marketing at the Chamber. And we have a couple things that we're going to share with you. Thanks for being here today, Trevor.
Thank you for having me. I love this new facility that the Y is in, and I think it'll really provide a lot of great opportunities for them and for the community around us.
They do have a lot of exciting things going on, so it was nice to hear everything that's happening. We have something special coming up in July that we want to share, and it's a big opportunity, we think, for a lot of businesses and companies in town. And last year we had this guest speaker come, and she spoke to a small group, but we are going to have her return this year and speak more in depth on internships. So give me some of the details on that.
Well,
share some of those.
The program on Thursday, July 10th at 8:30 will be internships, a two-way street, and we're inviting Janet Boston from the Indiana Chamber of Commerce as a representative of the IndianaIntern.net program to come and speak with us about how to generate a internship program for a small business, or how to enhance an internship program. And then are going to follow that up with a brief panel of local people involved in internship efforts to really educate the business community on the benefits of hosting an intern for them. So it's not all about students, it's about business.
Right, and we're going to try to give them some of the tools they would need to initiate a program in their company. And the panel should be able to answer any questions. We're going to have some of the local interns that have gone through a program and now have accepted jobs that they were connected with through their internships. We have some business owners that are coming that have had internships for many years, and we also have some companies that will be representative that are new into the intern program. So a lot of exciting things happening. Janet is going to speak and bring tools and materials for internships, but she's also going to talk about Earn Indiana, which is some funding for interns. So it's going to be a really exciting time. It's at Lingle Hall at Reed, correct?
Correct.
And I think you said 8:30, but it's actually going to be breakfast and registration at 8:30, and the program will start at 9 and run until about 11 o'clock.
Correct.
So we're real excited about that and hoping that we are able to touch and provide a lot of information to the people that attend that.
It will be a very valuable experience, and we are extending our invitation to people beyond our membership, because we really want everyone in the community to be aware of the possibilities that hosting interns brings.
Right, and all of the colleges, the local colleges will be represented, so they'll be able to answer questions from their side of an internship program for people who have questions on that. So it's going to be an extensive and well-rounded and complete event. So we're hoping that people will come and get what they need.
I'm sure they will.
So I think we have one other thing that I wanted to touch on, and we have a Chamber Network morning that's going to happen in July, and that is for the Morris and Reeves Library, who is celebrating their 150th birthday.
Wow.
So
that's a long time.
Yeah, it is. And they're actually going to do that and have a ribbon cutting at that event, and that is July the 30th. And that will be the kickoff for their big day. They're actually going to have a birthday celebration, have a lot of events and stuff going on. So that'll be our next Chamber Network morning.
That will be really great.
So, well, I think that probably is all that we have time for today. So thank you again for joining me and for sharing some of the stuff we have going on at the Chamber.
Thank you again for having me.
And thank you for tuning into Chamber Chat today.